best friends, got each other's back. We used to cruise around with a bass to the max. Everyone in school, while I was in the lab, cooking up some beats that would turn into tracks. High school chillin', I was on a mission. I had bigger dreams of being a musician. Teachers always talked, but I couldn't seem to listen. I lived in a fantasy land, they called it fiction. But I was gonna be big one day, playing shows on the road to a sold out stage. Nobody really cared or believed I would make it anywhere close, I would fail and fade. But that's cool, I love that, cause any little doubt gives me energy back. And now, I'm in a place where I'm glad I never gave up on the dreams I had. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. Yeah, let's go. So if you want something big, you gotta swing fast, swing hard and commit. You might miss 10 times, but when you hit, just make sure that you get all of it, okay? People at the top took risks. Investing and testing is all that they did. It's not complicated, it just takes grit. So never give up, take a swing at it. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing.
Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to Pick and Roll Podcast, episode number 68. I'm with my guys, Nicky C's, Pokesat Gladly, Blaze Radio, and Rios. How's everyone doing?
One more show. One more show.
I was gonna say, are you Roman? I was gonna say, Blaze, are you Roman Reigns?
No, I'm the one.
So
we are the ones.
So you're Roman. We're all Roman Reigns, man.
That's right.
How you guys doing though? Rios, we missed you last week.
He wanted to come talk about Wemby. He's on mute.
You're muted.
There you go.
Yeah. So you had doctor. Yeah. All right.
It's Champions League. It's basically like the NBA playoffs, but on a larger scale.
Right. Yep. My dad's a huge soccer fan, so I know basically all that. Premier League, all that. So let's get it started. Tyrese Maxey, he won Most Improved Player of the Year, and I'm pretty sure Blaze got that right from the beginning of the season.
Hey, that was just wishful thinking on my part. I was just hoping that he could match the numbers we thought he could to make that next leap.
Yeah, you're the only one. Wait. Yeah, you're the only one who. No, you and NYG.
Yeah.
You and NYG both got that. So I picked Jordan Poole, but
The hardest work in the locker room.
yeah, I mean, no wait, Blaze, you took Ben Simmons.
Oh,
That was for comeback player of the year, Ben Simmons.
No, I'm looking at it now. It's Most Improved. So the only person who got it is NYG.
No, you're reading it wrong. You put it down wrong.
You want me to share the screen?
Nope.
Okay, then.
You typed it wrong.
Okay. Whenever in doubt, blame me. So, yeah, Nicky, let's start off with you. Tyrese Maxey, MVP, Most Improved Player.
awesome. I think it's great because we saw throughout the regular season, Maxey took that next step. He was finishing drives. He was having some career high numbers. Now that was mostly when Embiid was out with injury, but he showed his efficiency on the offensive side of the ball and made his first All-Star game. Even in some of these losses to the Knicks, you've seen who's behind Embiid balling out offensively. Maxey. Clearly, he's taken that next step. We always saw that potential there, but now we're seeing it this year. So I think it's a well-deserved honor.
There you go.
Now, obviously, there might be some bias, but hey, you can say what you want to say. I'm happy for the guy. He deserved it.
Coach, how do you feel?
Congratulations. Well deserved.
He ain't happy.
No, I don't. I really don't care. I mean, if you want to be honest, I mean, he is well deserved. So, I mean, it's well deserved. But, the whole process to me is a flawed process. So, it's more of who you excluded as getting an opportunity to at least say he has an opportunity.
What Coach is trying to say is, who cares after we beat you guys out of the first round? That's what he's trying to say.
It has nothing to do. Look, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. It has nothing to do with Knicks. It has nothing to do with Knicks Philly. Trust and believe it doesn't. It's just that, like I said, it's a flawed process, and I dropped my ring. Oh well,
yeah.
Screw it.
Blaze, how about you?
I've been very vocal from day one that I'm a big Maxey fan. It's not only because he's from Kentucky. I like his game, the ability to slash, ability to shoot. We talked earlier in the year. He was like, 18, 19 a game last year, and he's improved in assists, rebounds, and points this year. He's had that leading role for a while where Embiid was out. Even when Embiid was here in the beginning and they were clicking, he already raised his game. And I don't know too many players out there that have scored 50 points, 3 times this year? 3 games of 50? So those are signs. See, those are the signs I look at. And me and Mitch were talking about earlier with another category we're going to talk about soon, which is going to be decided tonight, 6-man. But for most improved, I always look for a player that's ready to either jump into all-star status or go from, barely all-star to elite. And this year we saw someone come into star status. And I really think there's still room for a lot of improvement with Maxey. I mean, he's not a seasoned veteran. He hasn't seen those big-time playoff games. He can be clutch, but I'm just saying I think there's still room for improvement with this kid because he's just coming into the spotlight. You know how they say, like, with a number one receiver, you got someone double teaming them, the other guy has an opportunity. Same thing in basketball. Whenever someone starts to blow up, they're going to key on that guy a little more. When you're coming up to a game against the Lakers, you got to worry about LeBron. When you're coming up against a game against the Bulls in the 90s, you got to key on finding out a way to try to maintain, not even stop someone like Mike. So it's like you always worry about those players that are doing that. And when we've seen with Embiid the last couple of years falling apart in the playoffs, they need somebody else. They need a second fiddle and actually a third fiddle, which would be another discussion for later on if we talk about the matchups. But it's someone coming into his own, and it's a beautiful thing in my opinion. I think he can be elite, but he's not really there yet. But it's definitely well deserved. Seeing how, if you watch him, just watch him play last year and then watch him play this year. If you really want to see how improved he is. And yes, some of it was forced because he had to, because Embiid wasn't there. But that's the way ball bounces, man. Next man up. So congratulations. I hope that I'm saying the same thing next year that I said last year, which is I want Maxey to take that next leap and see if he can be an all NBA player next year. See.
Yes, sir. That would be awesome. Go ahead.
What is up, Earl? How's it going? And Rios, how do you feel about Maxey winning most improved player? You're muted.
No, he's muffled.
You're muffled.
Can't hear you at all. I mean, it's just like
Now it's muted.
Now he's muted.
Let's give him a sec.
Technical difficulties. He just didn't want to compliment Maxey. That's all. He doesn't want to compliment the Sixers.
Oh gosh, here you go, man. I swear to God.
Hey, we don't have much time left, Coach.
Blazers on
Coach,
a roll.
your team be the only one left next week. What are we going to talk about?
No, don't go there. Don't go there. It's not. What did I just say, Mitch?
I
How many
know.
games is it going?
I know.
7.
I know. Good.
All right,
Yeah, it's my bad.
Raiders. Yep.
Still muffled. No, you're. There's no volume.
Mike goes. He's
It
speaking.
was
Right.
working
Rios.
really good. It was working
We'll
really
give him
good
a
at first.
second.
Yeah. So while he's doing that, do you guys think that Kobe White got snubbed?
No, there can be. See, here's the thing: there can be more than one really improved player. They got to only pick one. That's, I think, kind of what Coach is trying to say about. It's not a perfect system, and it's not. And I agree.
And
And,
part of it, sorry to cut you off, but part of
No,
it is
no.
it's a marketing thing. Like the year they
that
gave
too.
John Morant most improved player, that was mainly a marketing decision, I feel.
But I think I could probably sit here and name 5 or 6 guys that have really jumped a lot higher than
Ben
they were
Simmons?
this year. Could have been. It could have been. Jordan Poole too. I mean, those are 2 guys.
Hey,
Wait a minute, Blaze. Who did you just say?
He improved.
I mean,
other
not
ways,
Blaze. Mitch. Who did you just say?
because Blaze picked Ben Simmons to be most improved player in the year.
Oh, stop.
Hey, mine improved in other ways. My most improved player improved in other ways. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So
He's
who
not
else
even
could
gonna
have
go
won it
there.
then?
dude, Ben Simmons is the biggest scam artist in NBA history. We'll put it that way.
So who else could have won it then? I'm trying to think.
Good question. I mean, I'm saying I know there's more people that have gotten a lot better that we're now talking about.
You mentioned Kobe White. His game has
That's definitely
elevated.
one.
He definitely has elevated his game. I mean, he surprised me. The way he played, the way he attacked the rim, the control, and most importantly, his confidence. I mean, he played with a lot of confidence this year. So,
Well, your boy's up for. I mean, he should get votes for MVP in my argument too. But Jalen Brunson has definitely gotten better. I think he's
right
gone up
here.
to. To me, we're talking a lot more about him as the man there than Randall last year. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
Like he's really taken the reins in New York this year. So I'd say he's definitely improved. We always knew he had it, but now he had the opportunity to show it this year.
No,
Hey.
I mean, coming from Dallas, when he was with Dallas, what we saw at Dallas to what he is now, yes, he definitely has improved. Plus, he was an all-star this year. To your point, Blaze, I mean, he has taken that step. And literally 2 years in New York City, I mean, he you might as well say he owns New York City. I mean, and that's hard to do, especially with hockey and the Yankees, everything that's going on. I'm not going to include the Jets and the Giants because technically they're in New Jersey, but Brunson owns the city, and his game is a big factor. So, I see we lost Blaze. Huh? I mean, Rios.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be back. Yeah. So this is a list of all the people who could have won. So Kobe White, Sengun,
Halliburton definitely took a step.
Sagoon, because
did.
Sagoon did the injury situation hurt Sagoon though? Do you think that
Yes.
that
Yes. If he did not get injured, I think he could have won it.
But look at the votes. I mean, look at the points. I mean
Yeah.
it's between 2 guys, Kobe White and Maxey.
Yeah, but Sengun's injury, he was out for the year.
Mhm.
So if he didn't get injured, I think he could have been up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly. Jalen Williams, Brunson, Denny Avdija, like Cam Thomas, shout out to NYG right there. Jalen Suggs, Halliburton.
I
Halliburton-
would definitely say he took a leap. That's it.
Yeah.
He was good at the end of last year. At the very end, we got a taste of it. But this
for
year,
him to be that low in consideration, I mean, what is his game? Did he elevate his game from last year?
I'd say, yeah, I think he's perennial all-star now.
And then
Yeah.
Grayson Allen right here.
Allen's definitely settled in. His career was shaky at first. Everyone's worried about his attitude. He was up and down, and I think he may have finally found a home.
Mhm.
So he's
And then,
shown a little more.
he just got
Finally,
a
a
new-
little stability with Grayson
He got
Allen
a
is
new
what I'm trying to say.
contract, so he's staying put.
Yeah.
Duncan Robinson,
Mm.
Shea,
I think Shea already started to improve the last couple of years. We've seen it.
Yeah.
We've already seen it. So did he get a little better than last year? Yeah, because now he's in MVP consideration.
Exactly.
So he's taken that leap that I was talking about Maxey hopefully taking next year, from going from now he's a star to now he's a mega star. We got him. Let's see if we can hear him.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yay!
Yes, sir.
So, how do you feel about Maxey winning Most Improved and Sengun being third?
I think Sengun should have been probably second. Maxey very well deserved because he stepped up when he needed to when Embiid went down.
But we were just saying Sengun probably would have been higher if he didn't get hurt.
If he didn't get
He
hurt,
would have
Yeah.
got a lot more votes if he was there the whole season, definitely.
Yeah, if he would have finished the season, definitely would have been in second place. I don't think he gets it over Maxey just because Maxey stepped up big time.
Yeah.
But those are three
But-
people that are now stars. That
I
were
was remember though. I'm sorry, Blaze. Didn't mean to cut you
you're
off.
good. I was done.
If he played the
You're
whole
good.
season, he's probably going to pull points off of Maxey and Kobe White. So
Yeah.
it could have made it a lot closer. It could have changed the whole narrative. So
I think regardless, those are three names we'll be talking about every year from here on out.
I hear the birdies. I hear the birdies.
Yeah.
He's hanging out with the birds.
Yeah.
There to my
And
left.
Yeah. So, I think Randy sent this in the pick and roll group chat. I need to find it again. It was
Mitch, you're
like
you're in big trouble, Mitch.
I'm always in trouble.
You know why? Because Tobias Harris is gone. Now I got fucking Beavis. Who took Tobias' picture out of there?
Fire.
Look at my picture.
I did. Someone
Cornholio!
wanted to add their audio, and I had to get rid of a couple.
TV for my bunghole.
Anyway,
Now you get that instead of Tobias. though. Good job.
Cornholio.
hey, that's better.
I am a great
Honestly, that's better.
Yes.
All right. So what's next?
Please, Julio.
So what's next is the most improved player, and NBA players have voted Rudy Gobert as the most overrated player.
I can see why. I mean,
I definitely agree
he's
with that.
good. I think he's good. He's really good, but I don't think he's as great.
How
as
is he overrated? Because is he an all-star?
Yeah.
Is he an all-star?
Yeah. He is.
A couple years ago.
Oh, I was taking it for this year. So if you're talking about a couple years ago, I'm just thinking about right now. I mean,
Garbage is on there. That's a good one.
I would say probably
Oh,
I would have
Harden.
probably went with Jordan Poole over him.
Well,
yeah. If I
Well,
would, but this is from the players, so that speaks volumes in my opinion.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
It does speak like they know a little more than we do about these players in and out. So I mean,
Well-
I see. I'm with Coach exactly. Like if you tell me bare bones, I'm probably going to pick someone who underperformed tremendously, like Poole or those guys. But you can't say that Gobert produced horrendously, but he's probably not producing what he can right now. He might not ever be as good as people think he is.
And then Halliburton. People had Halliburton there. I'm kind of
That-
shocked there.
That might be jealousy.
That's jealousy.
I don't know.
And then your favorite player, Rios, Dylan Brooks.
Hmm.
I'm not sure how he's over. Not sure how he's overrated. Like
Yeah.
they expect him to get 13, 14 points a game. He does, plays good defense. I mean,
If that, just get in the mind of the opponent. Coach, you're muted.
I mean,
How much
Dylan
money
Brooks
is he getting?
Popular, but I don't think people really consider him a
Mhm.
star.
But how
Yeah.
much money is he getting?
Yeah, with
Don't
that,
forget that's the other factor too.
yeah, if someone thinks someone's overpaid, they're going to consider him overrated.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in a game and someone's making more than you, I could see a player saying, "This dude don't score any. This dude don't produce anywhere near me, so he's overrated." And vote for Julius Randle or somebody. You know, see, some of these you're getting a couple votes when you get down to this
Yeah.
part.
How is
You're getting
Anthony
one or two
Davis
people.
here?
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Someone
what I
said.
thinks he's
I said
overrated.
Davis and Tatum. I mean, I'm like,
Someone
whoever
thinks
just said it perfectly.
This
Jealousy.
list is
Yeah.
bogus.
Because it is from the
A lot of it
players.
is.
Mhm.
So I think it's more legit than any other one, but it's from things that we don't know. We don't know why they're voting these things. That's the thing. But the players,
True.
if anything, are
Yeah.
going to know more about these players than anyone else. You're not going to give the reports to the reporters or the fans or the coaches or stuff. But between the players, as long as it was an anonymous voting thing, like they didn't have to put their name on it.
Right, but there's also a lot of bias that can come into this too from the players' perspectives that affects the
Of
results.
course.
That's a huge variable.
But you're getting the players' most overrated
No, I
player.
get-
Legit. Yeah.
It's your contemporary, so no matter what, it's whether you're at your job and they ask your colleagues, whatever, how's this person, everything, biases are going to play into it.
Yeah, take it for literally what the title says. This isn't the best. This isn't the most overrated overall. It's just who the players think is the most overrated in their opinions. So it's a valuable list, but it's not something that we should hold as the Bible. As this is exactly what it's going to be top to bottom, because it's extremely subjective.
Yeah, because fans, for the most part, we don't know every player, so
exactly. Plus, it's fair. It's still fair because they all got to vote, and those are the ones competing. So, if you ever win a vote with a bunch of your kids in a class or something, it's difficult to win over your peers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Tobias Harris is out there. But
well,
yeah,
we could get a word from him, but you kicked him out, or else we'd be able to get a word from him and find out what he thought.
Oh well. Yeah, well, it is what it is. Shout out to Earl Cole there.
I do think there is some credibility to Bradley Beal being on that list because you got to remember, star players can still be overrated too. And with Bradley Beal, when the Wizards were at their best with Beal, they had prime John Wall, who was ahead of him. And now you see with the Suns, he was expected to be the difference maker, but instead they're the number 6 seed. You would have thought they'd be in the Timberwolves spot on paper, but number 6 seed. And even with the Wizards those last couple of years, even with him as their star player, they weren't that good a team. Now, that's part front office management, but I feel like if Bradley Beal, I mean, he's an all-star, he's a good player, but he's not a true superstar is what I feel.
Right.
So I do feel some overrated because they look at his stats with the Wizards, but they forget he's putting up so much because they have so little around him. So we could stat pad a little bit.
Yeah.
With the Suns, he's not that true game changer from where they were a few years ago.
Right on the money, Nikki. Right on the money. So let's go over some playoff games playoff series that happened. So the Minnesota Timberwolves won last night. They took a 2-0 lead. It's the Phoenix. What's going on with Phoenix, man? What is going on with Phoenix? Whoever wants to take it, they take it.
I think part of it's what Nikki was just talking about. I mean, the expectation with Bradley Beal, with the 3 that they had, plus the bench, that they should have had a hell of a year, and they're just not as good. I mean, at the beginning of the year, I remember the frustrations because TRL was ready to pull his hair out because big 3 never got to play with each other. Somebody was always hurt, one of their big 3. So I know the frustrations, and I'm a Suns fan. I got a lot of I like a lot of the players on that team. It's one of my favorite teams in the West. Definitely didn't perform up to what people thought they would this year.
Yeah. And then Anthony Edwards is going off.
Yep. That's a big X factor there. Anthony Edwards. And even,
what did he do yesterday, though?
Well, Anthony Edwards just had 15 points. It was more of a factor in game 1.
And you had McDaniels, too, had a good game.
McDaniels had 25. He had 25.
I thought Tobias was your guy.
And they were shutting down that Suns offense, too.
You didn't know. It's Tobias Harris. That's the guy for me.
I mean, yeah, first half.
That's John. That's John. You were saying, Nikki?
Turnaround.
I
mean, first half of the game was looked good, but second half, they adjusted on the defensive side. And the Timberwolves, that played a factor in them turning the game around and winning to go up 2-0.
Yeah.
I think it's more Minnesota just outplaying the Suns than anything. Suns are a little bit overrated, and it's starting to show. Like you're starting to see those cracks.
Yeah. The T-Wolves are the better all-around team.
He's looking at the cracks. Show your cracks.
Pause. But yeah, Grayson Allen, didn't he get injured or something? Because he only had 2 points in 17 minutes, or 3 points in 17 minutes.
Maybe he hurt his crack.
He must have gotten injured, though. I can look it up.
He had to. And then Devin Booker finished with 20 and 42 minutes.
That's a poorly constructed team. That's all.
Aggravated
I can say,
ankle.
Yeah.
Grayson Allen left with.
Say, if he played on his and he's hitting threes consistently, like I know he can, that's a strong X factor right there in Grayson Allen. And I hate him, but it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is for that.
Do you hate
So-
him more than Tobias Harris?
No. Pacers versus Bucks. The Indiana Pacers win 125-108 without Giannis, and Bucks fans were heading out before the fourth quarter even started.
That was embarrassing.
It's the first away win of the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Because all,
Yeah.
all the home teams went up to Indiana. I think you'll
Yep.
see a change of that now because you go to the other team's home court for a while, but it's going to be really interesting because a lot of teams. I was talking to Mitch earlier about, including the Sixers and the Lakers, that their backs are against the wall, big time at home. You got to split. You got to split now. It's like you got to win one of the next two games, or you go down to 3-something, 3-1, 3-0. We know how most of those
that's pretty much
most-
all but over then.
most of those series at 3-1, 3-0 are done. Most.
Exactly.
I can see Philly splitting at home, but the Lakers, they're done. They're getting swept at home.
Yeah, to lose that game when they were up like 20, man, to lose that way, to fall apart, that's just shows they ain't ready. They're not together.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at it.
But
I got too much respect for the Sixers. I said it again. I'll say it again. 7-game series. This right now, game 3's the energy in Philadelphia. The Sixers want to prove something. I think y'all are going to get that game, and game 4. Okay, I get where you're going 3-1. That ideal, but to me it's a 7-game series.
I'm afraid the Knicks are in the Sixers' head already. After the 2 games, after they're not clicking, Embiid isn't really on top. He's hurt a little bit. Maxi's been up and down. It's like the Sixers really need to hit on all cylinders if they're going to even compete in this series, is where I'm at right now. Because they can't have just one player doing well and the other 2 sucking, or they need 4. They need Tobias playing a little more consistency. I'm not going to ask for the impossible, just a little more consistency. You need one of those Batum or Council or one of those bench players to come up, and they need Embiid and Maxey both in the 30s. So
well, if you look at game 2, I mean, between 3 players on your team scored basically 78%, 79% of your points, and that includes Tobias Harris.
And that's when they were in the game. They were in the game.
And that's the point.
Yeah, they were in the game. They need the same thing.
First half and nothing in the second.
Yeah.
So, and if in that first half, if it wasn't for Josh Hart, it probably would have been even bigger. So
Josh Hart's a huge
Yeah.
impact. Like
he is right now. I would say he is.
Oh, yeah.
There's like
Maybe
him
like
and Deep
Ray Allen right now.
they are. They're playing the lights out right now. And
So now, if you want to talk about team, the Knicks had all 5 of their starters in double figures. You had Deuce McBride at 9 points. So in terms of the scoring output, but in terms of the little things, the rebounds were even 56 even. The Knicks had 2 more offensive rebounds. I think we had 7 turnovers while you guys had 10. So that's why this series is so close. And it was at the end of the game. Yes, I know we'll get into that, but never mind. I see you got the breakdown, so I don't want you to get into that right now. Let me stop. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let's go back to the Bucks. I mean, Damian Lillard, right? He stepped up last game. He needs to be more consistent until Giannis is back, and whenever that is, if Giannis is out for the whole series.
But wouldn't you also say you need Chris Middleton to step up and be consistent?
yeah, this is playoff time, man. Everybody's got to come with their shit right now. There ain't no, if you've been in an All-Star game before, you better be producing in the playoffs. If you're one of the players that helped us get here, you want to brag and be one of those guys. We're in the playoffs because of me. Now's the time you need to show it. Don't talk about it yet. Be about it. And this is the time for all the teams that are still alive.
Yeah, trying to secure the bag. Playoff time is your chance to make your legacy.
Yeah. You see new stars pop up at this times of the year. You see players fall apart in the playoffs, and we're talking about, are they done? This is the time that they wait their whole year for. All the preseason, all that. This is it. Everyone who's left on the court, they are now giving 110%, which we've seen probably 75, 80% most of the year from these guys. And it's for a reason, because of the longevity of the season. You got to do it. But they all should be balling out last night. Siakam was too. I give him that one.
Mhm.
He's one of the X factors for them because they don't have a lot of like experience deep in the playoffs, et cetera, but he brings some of that.
Yeah, and our crew brings up a good point. Glenn Rivers, what are you
Yep.
gonna do now?
I
You know what? But that's playoff series. You know, and to me, a good series is when the teams are alternating to get to a game 7. I'm sorry if you win the first game, they win the next game. You win the next game. That type of thing. Both teams are winning on each other's court. That's when that game 7 now becomes that much more intense, and it could be anyone's.
And you'll even see what I like about it too is you can see like a bunch of close games to get to that game 5 or 6, or you can see 2 home games win by 20, 2 away games lose by 20 each. You can see the home court advantage really make a huge difference too in the playoffs, and teams got to like take that, shake it off, and go to the next game. That's tough. That's tough. When you're why are you a playoff team if you're losing by 20? Well, it happens because these are professionals.
Oh, yeah.
And some, you got to
Doc
take
Rivers,
those 2 20-point losses, and you got to find a way to come back immediately and adjust, just like you're saying.
And then you were talking about Coach back-to-back game series. The next one, Clippers and Mavs. The Mavs take game 2. So after game 1, which I streamed, James Harden was on fire that game 1. Like he could not miss. And then game 2, Mavericks take it. So it's like who's ever gonna win? That's gonna go down to the last possible game.
Clippers the same thing, and I said weeks ago, if with the firepower they have, with the experience they have, if they stay healthy and they all start clicking now, teams are in trouble in the West. And I don't like any of them on that team. I'm just being real.
Yeah.
And they showed that in the middle of the season. In the middle of the season, when they started blowing up and everyone was clicking on all cylinders, they were just beating everybody. They showed they can do it. I don't like them. That's just the way it is.
Right. So
I think that series comes down to Kawhi. If he can, actually produce something, I think the Clippers take it. But if he doesn't play,
he's a little shaken up, but it's good to see him be able to get through it, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know who I had. I think I had Mavericks taking it, I think.
Yeah.
But it just comes down to Kyrie and Luka there.
Yeah, I think that's a good series, Mavs and Clippers. I think it definitely comes to 6 or 7, but I got the Mavs winning that one right there. I
think if Kawhi can play, I think the Clippers take it. But if he doesn't play, I don't see Paul George and James Harden leading this team to the next round.
Exactly. And
Speaking of Paul George,
not the Mavs. The Clippers have struggled to perform in clutch situations in this era. Like you saw a couple years ago in the play-in, then last year in the open round against Phoenix. And they still got a lot of those same pieces. So I don't know. Kind of leaning toward the Mavs right here, especially as long as Luka can ball out.
Speaking of Paul George, multiple NBA sources expect Paul George to re-sign with the Clippers. Just please stay in LA. Please. Don't come anywhere near Philly.
We love LA.
Really not that surprising, but you found
it from there.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. And Arku, I can definitely see that about the Suns. What is up, Spunzy? How's it going, everybody? But we talked about the other week with the Hornets interviewing God, I forget her name.
Lindsey Harding.
Harding, thank you. And then they're interviewing JJ Redick for the head coaching job. And Redick is going back for his second interview. If I were him, I don't know if I would take it because he loves doing like a little bit of everything. Like he does the broadcasting, he has his podcast, he has a podcast with LeBron James now. So if I were him, I would not take it.
But he's never had a head coaching job, has he?
No.
He's never been a head coach. And I think he has the knowledge for it. I mean, even though he's a Dookie, he was a Dookie. I mean, I think if anyone can, he's shown that he can do it. Yeah,
Blaze. Yeah, Dookie.
Hey, Dookie.
Yeah.
What do you think I call him at?
You know who will really benefit from having Redick being the Hornets head coach? LaMelo Ball. I really feel like LaMelo Ball will flourish with Redick as the head coach. With the
Redick should go up to Toronto. You can have Redick and Dick. You can have 2 dicks. You can have a red dick and a regular dick.
Wow.
Two dicks are better than one. No.
Anyway, do you guys see Reddick taking that job?
Yeah,
The Hornets,
It's like
not the
I
Raptors.
If it's up
I
there,
would
if
see
he
him
really
taking-
wants to be a coach.
he would. And I think they, I had mentioned when we had the discussion about, was it a good thing with them interviewing Lindsay?
Harden.
Like, I didn't want it. I didn't want it to be one of those things where it's like the Rooney Rule in the NFL, and that's kind of what it feels like. They just interviewed just to say they did it. Doesn't feel like she
Yeah.
had a legitimate chance of getting the actual job because Reddick's going for a second interview already.
Yeah, but do players become like good coaches? Like the only one I can think of is, unless I'm forgetting about people, Steve Kerr,
There's
Mark
a lot.
Jackson.
Yeah,
even
there's a
though
good
he should
bit.
be a head coach somewhere.
That's a-
Do players
The
make
player
good
that
coach?
became a coach that retired
Sure.
and became a head coach.
Jerry West.
Instantly.
Jerry
I
Jerry
can
West
go
is
back to
one. Yep.
Casey
Pat-
Jones,
Pat Riley. Pat Riley.
Yeah,
was pretty
Bill,
good.
Bill,
Russell.
Bill Russell.
Yeah, Bill
Bill
Russell was pretty
Russell.
good. Greg Popovich.
Russell,
pretty
yeah.
good.
I'm talking about like right now.
Doc,
so
Doc
that's
Give
why-
Mark Jackson a job.
Doc
Okay, so
Rivers.
you're saying in today's day and age, that's a different story because
Yeah.
so can some of these players become good coaches? Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Yes.
got Jason Kidd.
And there's a
He's
lot of them that
not
aren't
the greatest coach,
are
but he's
not cut out to be coaches. There's a lot of them that
Mhm.
never should be coaches. They are great players, but and a lot of them know it. They don't want to be a coach. I'm not saying they're not good enough. I'm saying a lot of them don't want to be coaches. They have no desire to be.
Yeah.
But there's a million examples of great NBA players that became pretty damn good coaches, and ones that flopped that couldn't be good coaches too. So that's another very
Yeah,
subjective.
the kid's okay, but he's had controversy everywhere he's been a head coach too.
I mean, he did
Yeah.
as a player, so it's not surprising.
Yeah, Monty
And then-
Williams. Some players that are better as coaches than they were as players.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pat
Definitely.
Riley,
Yeah, average player, great coaches.
Bill Jackson.
Then there's great
Doug-
great players that aren't that good as coaches. Magic Johnson.
Yeah,
Doug Collins.
Steve Nash
Yeah.
so far.
God. Doug Collins, man. Such a great player, but actually, Darvin Ham is expected to return to the Lakers next season.
Good. Give him a lifetime contract.
Ham it up. I just remember how he used to dunk the ball. He was in one of the dunk competitions, and it was some of the hardest dunks in any dunk competition of all time. That's what I'll always remember Darvin Ham for. I think he
Yeah.
missed one round and he got knocked out, but he was just destroying the rim.
He was that good? I gotta watch tape.
Remember where he went? Texas? He was Texas something or something. I think Darvin Ham went to.
Yeah. He was a dunker. I gotta watch that.
He was in one dunk competition where I definitely remember he was destroying the rim.
Damn. He would do better than this year's dunk contest.
Texas Tech he went to. There he is.
Ah.
I knew it was somewhere in Texas.
And
He's
by
from
the
here?
way, guys, really, really quick, shout out to Mac, the Giants fan, and Adam Costas. They're live right now doing the NFC East Real Deal Roundup. So if you want to hear some football before the NFL draft, they're live right now on the Hardcore Sports Network.
Come
So
on, Mitch. Come on, Mitch. You didn't do it right. You didn't do it right. Say it like Max says it.
I can't say it like that.
The Real Deal NFC East Roundup.
Earl does it great.
Yeah, I know. I'm
I-
messing with you, bro.
No, you're good. You're good. But
You're good.
yeah, shout out to them. They're live right now, going over the NFL draft. Maybe they'll do a mock draft. But
Mm.
yeah, LeBron isn't. Yeah, I was not going to go over that, but that's just typical LeBron. That's
Look, yeah, sometimes people don't, and I get it, but y'all don't understand. LeBron is playing chess. That's what he's doing. He's calculated with pretty much everything he's doing. And he's doing that because Blaze will tell you, old school, MJ used to complain sometimes, and what would happen the next game or the next couple of
They
games.
have a lot of power. They have a lot of pull.
They-
And they know it, and they can use it.
Mhm.
What he's doing, LeBron, I've been very critical of him this year and stuff. What he's doing, what he's done this year, and what he's been doing is unprecedented. It's never been done. Probably never been done again. How many years he's been doing it at this level. What year? What year are we going to talk about where LeBron fell off and he didn't do well? Where he averaged 12 points or 15? Which year? Nope. I'll hold my breath. I mean, he's never fallen off. I mean, he's been that great. He's been
Yep.
top in
21.
scoring every damn year, and he doesn't look like he's slowing up for the next couple years. People, it really doesn't. So get used to flopping a lot more and complaining a lot more to the rest.
And then what does it do? It gets him. It gets him.
Will, yep.
Even at age 39, 40 years old, yes, we see the decline, but he's still getting the benefit of the doubt.
Well, ref will tell you straight to their face they're not going to favor anybody, but they will.
Yes,
will.
they do.
Oh, yeah.
They
Yes,
will.
do.
One
Yes.
thousand
It will. But I'm just telling you, they will never
Mhm.
admit it because that's their profession. But it gets in the
Right.
back of their head, and it's
Unless
just
you
sits there
blatantly
that
get caught like Pat Donahue. He was it Tim Donahue?
Yep.
Yeah.
Unless you blatantly get caught like him to try to
Mm.
damage control your
Well.
trouble.
And then if you guys want to talk referees,
Oh,
There we
here we go.
I'm just gonna zoom in.
Terrible.
Sure looks like control the ball and a timeout to me, but you know what this comes down to? If the refs didn't see it, they can't call it.
Yeah.
And I don't know how this ref standing right here didn't see it because he's standing right there. But if they didn't see it, they can't call
But
it.
Mitch, you said it best on your whatchamacallit. I mean, it's even
Sixers
gets
alert?
before that. The other podcast. Was it
Yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it started. Who'd you say it started with? It's not even. It wasn't even Nick Nurse.
Oh,
It started
Kyle
with Kyle
Lowry.
Lowry.
Yeah,
because-
he should have called a timeout there.
I mean, what's his name? Tim Legler even said it on a couple of shows. He said when Kyle Lowry, after the ball went into the basket, him grabbing that basketball so quick and turning it threw everyone over. They didn't know where to line up. You didn't get your offense set. At least take the basketball when you're inbounds, toss it to the referee, step out of bounds, turn around, get everybody set. The referees know that. That's what you're going to do. They're going to give you a second. Then they'll give you the ball. Then you then you start your 5-second clock. But most other coaches, case in point, Eric Spoelstra, what do? Automatically in that situation, you run out into the middle of the court, timeout.
Yeah,
Let's settle down. You know,
Parts on Nurse for not getting the attention. Plus, this is the second time he called timeout because when Lowry grabbed that ball from the hoop, Nurse was calling timeout right then too.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah, he called as soon as Lowry got the ball. Nurse was calling
But did
timeout.
he run out on the court? Well,
He
what
was
I'm
right
getting,
where there was a ref over that side, but like you
There
said,
was a ref there.
it happened so
Okay,
fast. Like Coach was alluding to,
exactly.
that as soon as Lowry got it, if he would have took a step back or a second, even a deep breath, things could have been a little different. Now, this is still dependent on what happens after
Mhm.
this. I'm not saying
Mhm.
anybody got robbed or anything. There was still a little game to play, but this is one split. If you watch this in real time, you'll never see this screenshot. It happens that fast.
Yeah.
Well.
So I do not blame the refs.
No, and here's the thing. I mean, I know they did the
You're
little
not
whatever, the 2-minute report and all that, because everyone's saying the same thing I've been saying. That's the dumbest thing ever. I mean, I get you want transparency, especially with all the other the gambling and everything like that, and you want to make it seem like, but I forgot who said it. He said, but what about the other 46 minutes? Those don't count. Those don't matter. Yes, this comes down to the last 2 minutes in the end of the game, critical situation. But there were missed calls. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Go look at it. Go. I pull up the film, pull up the video. Hartenstein, when he got that rebound, you had Tobias Harris on his right grabbing at his arm, and you had Kyle Lowry grabbing the other arm. I mean, it happens, and those are critical moments. So, yes, it's like in football. They always say there's holding on every play.
Yeah,
There's literally
It's a matter
fouls.
of whether the ref sees it or not.
Took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to go there. The ref.
And-
Put yourself in their shoes for a second, people. That's all I would say when people want to criticize the refs. Like I said, that was a split second, that screenshot. You watch it in real time, you're not going to
Not going to see it.
him
no.
calling
No, I
timeout and
didn't
the
see
possession at the
anything.
same
I
time.
When
Me
I was
either.
watching it, I did
Me
not see
either.
anything.
That's the reason why I've taken so many different angles. I've taken from the sideline, one side of the baseline, the other side of the baseline. I've seen so many different things during that situation. The bottom
It was
line
hectic. It was very hectic.
the referees, what did they do? They swallowed their whistles and they said, let the
Let 'em
players
play.
decide. And how many times have
I
we
don't know.
said,
Yep,
how
I
many
don't argue
times? Yeah, we
I'd
said,
rather them
I've
let 'em
even
play.
said it.
Let
Yep.
the
Let 'em
players play.
I'd rather
Yeah.
them let them play. That's like I said, that's such a split second. I could see
They're
how
trying to
some people can
control the
bitch about
game.
it, but I'm here to say, even though there's reason for someone to say, "Oh, I'm a bitch," no, the game was played the way it had. It ended the way it
And-
did. And like you said, there's these referees. There's so much on them to try to get everything right every time. Look how
Mhm.
fast these games are. And if you want, do you guys want 12 referees on a football field just so we make sure
No.
we get every holding?
No.
Those games would be
No.
4
It-
hours long. Same thing with basketball. You want them stopping nonstop like they have to at the end of a game because of the foul situation. You want that the whole game. You know how boring that would be.
Look,
So I'm cool with it how it is. I'm okay with refs making human error.
exactly.
They're human.
This is. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is kind of Blaze. You know what I'm talking about. This is kind of 90s style basketball. This is what I am used to, as opposed to a basketball game that's 140 points.
I will
I'm
take a
not-
no call over a forced call any day.
Yes.
A no call is just letting them play. It's a missed call other than the incorrect call. If you're going to really get down to it, if they do a no call and let the players play, it's a game. Let them play. If they make a call and it's egregiously completely wrong, that's so much worse than not making a call. That's why I don't like in the NFL where they flow that whistle out just to make sure, once they go back, it's covering their asses if they rewatch the play. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of count, but I get why they do it.
It's a cop out.
Yeah, but here it's like, could he have made a call? Could they have called a timeout? Yeah. Would that have ended the game or changed? No, it still could have ended the exact same way it did.
Look, y'all had when you got the timeout, you went to the other side, you inbounded the ball to Maxey in the backcourt. He came down, you got the switch. He attacked Hartenstein at the rim. And what did Hartenstein do? He blocked the shot. So you did have the opportunity to make a play. It was a 1-point game at that time.
Hey, sorry, Eagles fans, but the Sixers folded in the fourth quarter like the Eagles did at the end of the year this year. It's exactly what happened. They fell apart in the fourth quarter. It looked like they didn't know what they were doing.
And
they fell apart.
In the third quarter, you saw them fall apart too.
Yeah, the second half, it was like a downhill.
Two
fall.
games ago.
Compared to the first half, it was
when I say 90s basketball,
playing game.
When I say when it's 90s basketball, I'm talking about the level of physicality. I mean, look, they're being the Sixers are being physical with Jalen Brunson. That's good defense. I mean, you're taking him out of what he normally does. That's good defense. That's a credit to you guys. I mean, still, his efficiency is down, and he's still scoring 24 points. He still scored 24 points. So imagine if they weren't being as physical. Could his production increase? Yes. Would it be a different game? Look, Joel Embiid out there limping. What I said during the stream that I said he's damn near playing like he's a Willis Reed. Yeah. I mean, because for a second I'm like, the way he's playing, I was thinking like, oh wow, he's playing like Willis Reed. He's hobbling. The Knicks are also trying to be physical with him. He's fighting through it. That's what I'm getting at. That's when I say 90s basketball. It's physical. It's just not, you letting them get to the basket and we got scores in the 120s, 130s, 140s on a consistent basis. For me, that's not basketball.
I hate to say this because you guys this will be pretty alarming, but here's what the Sixers are missing. Someone like James Harden. Someone who is one that can step up in the playoffs. Hield and Lowry aren't doing it. They need to. They should. Those two have the power. If Hield and Lowry step up, then we got firepower coming from everywhere. And Embiid doesn't have to carry the load. Maxey doesn't have to drive almost every time and try to get those amazing layups that he does. I don't know how he does it, but it's phenomenal how he goes right through the defense like a hot knife through butter and just lays it in with some smoothness.
And then you're forgetting about one player, please. Cameron Payne.
Well, yeah, that was just getting to the fact that they have these Cameron Paynes, these councils, these other guys who should be in a more integral part, but they're not. It's like they can't find they got all the pieces to the puzzle, but they're they're not together. You know what I mean? But the Knicks are just, they're hardcore right now. And here's my vibe. I told Mitch earlier, right now, and I hope I'm wrong, it seems like 4 or 5 games. This is over. I think the Knicks are going to walk over the Sixers the way the Sixers are playing. I'm not putting your Sixers on a pedestal. They're playing great. Their defense is phenomenal. I just think the Sixers aren't the Knicks. The Sixers aren't clicking. They're not clicking as a team. It seems like it's either Embiid doing his shtick or Maxey doing his, and there's nobody else that's kind of like drawing the attention away from just those two.
There's no Oubre.
That's fair. That's
And there
fair.
needs to be like
fair.
Oubre was doing it at the end of the year. He's not doing it now in the
But-
playoffs.
So let me ask you guys this, because you heard what Joel Embiid said after in the post game. You know, he basically guaranteed, and he said, the Sixers are the better team. I'm focused on the word team, not the talent, the team, the whole thing.
If they're all clicking, yes, I agree. Talent and
On
team, the team
paper-
but as a team though, your Knicks have been playing so much better as
But
a team.
that's why I'm saying, that's why I'm asking the question, who is
Yeah.
the better team?
I think your team is the better team. Our team has better, like we have an MVP for goodness
Yes.
sakes, and we have someone who's coming into his own who scored 53 times this year, and we even have other people like an Oubre or a Tobias who can blow up. It might happen 1 or 2 times all year, but they can score 20 to 30 points.
I can't
think the
trust
Knicks
them.
at
I
this
just
point are
can't.
I'm not
as
saying
No,
I
no,
do. I'm just saying
no.
they are players that have.
See, you
done it
guys
in the
have
past and they're
you
not
have
now healed.
you have 2 top level all-star level players, bottom line.
And right
The
now,
Knicks
nobody else.
right now the Knicks have only one.
Yeah, you have one.
You know, now Dante, just like you're talking about Tobias Harris, that's Dante DiVincenzo.
Yeah.
Now the X factor right now to me is Josh Hart. No, it's 2 Josh Hart
I can
and
put the link in the
Hartenstein.
chat.
It's more than that. It's Josh Hart, and it's in here, this Hart. Because
Yes.
I think the Knicks are playing with this a lot more.
Yes.
And it does come with home field advantage. When you're at home, you got that little extra oomph that you need. Yes. Now
Yes.
we'll see if that carries over to Philly. What I'm saying is if that
Yes.
carries over to Philly, this is done in 4 or 5. If it doesn't and Philly can snap back,
yeah,
then you're going to have, like you said, we're going to bounce back and forth. We're going to be 2-2. Then we're going to go, it's going to go right to 7. But it's all
And-
dependent on, does this game that we saw at the end of this game,
Mhm.
if it carries over to the next game, the Sixers
That's
are
fair.
done. They got to
That's fair.
click. They're
Yes.
not clicking at all right now.
Blaze, I agree, and I said it last night because everyone was, and I kept saying it's going 7 games, and they were Knicks fans. Oh, it's 4, it's 5. And no, I just said no, I can't see it. But yes, if the Knicks did win Game 3, and that's the critical game. If they win Game 3, then to what Blaze is saying, yes, it changes the whole tenor. Even if you get Game 4, you know, you're going back to New York, so it puts more pressure on Philadelphia more than anything.
Philly looked discombobulated. They looked like it looked like the Knicks got under their skin. That's how I felt watching the end of that game. It looked like they were more confused. They weren't together. The Knicks were like, "This is our house. We're going to nail it home, and then we're going to beat your ass at your place a couple times." That's how I feel right now. But I hope
you're
I'm
right.
wrong.
Blaze, you said home court. I mean, the one thing that's, I will be honest, the amount of former Knicks players that, like Bernard came, I expect. John Starks, I expect there. Sprewell is in, but it was just like I turned around and it was just like, and they were all right there, all on the sideline.
I know how you feel about Julius Randle too, but listen, he's not the MVP, so I'm not going to compare him to not having Embiid for the year. But you don't have the best player on your team right now. I know Brunson is the new best player, but beginning of the year, Randle was the man you guys hung your hat on. He's not even there, and you guys are playing as a team that well. That's what I'm so impressed about. You don't have your best player, arguably best player, and you're still doing that well. Brunson is the new one.
Brunson is the heart, is the soul
And
of the team.
that's impressive to me, man, to see them play that well.
Blaze, I get you. I understand. Yes, you're right. Everything you're saying there is so true. The Knicks are a team, and that was why I led with who's the better team. Because yes, I will say we don't have a talent like an Embiid on the team. You know, Maxey is coming into his own. You know, if you want to say him and Brunson, even though they're different, they wash each other. They cancel each other out. Fine.
Really, yeah.
But we don't have an Embiid, and Embiid, like you're talking about Julius Randle. Well, Embiid is not playing at 100%. He's not even playing at 80%.
But he's still
and
trying
he
to
dropped
do
32.
everything.
Yes,
Yeah, he
no,
can't.
I get it. I get it.
And
If
he's
you watch
still
Embiid, he's
balling.
trying. Yeah, he is balling, but that's because he's that great. But you could tell. I mean, I don't know if you guys feel the same way as Sixers fans, Nikki and Mitch. But does it feel like that second half? It felt like me, like Embiid was trying so hard to just take over, and he couldn't do it. Like he was trying to do that little thing on the top at the foul line on the elbow a bunch of times. They were trying that pick and roll over and over and over, which is really good. But it looked like it was forced, and the Knicks had the answer to it. So it's up to Nick Nurse as well, switching the game plan up and trying to find a way to number one, get these players fucking fired up, and let them show some more emotion. Like it's playoff. It's do or die right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And they showed nothing this last game.
Right. Exactly. That's another point too, because you look at beside Embiid and Maxey, who really stepped up. Tobias with 10, Kelly Oubre, who expected more from,
Yeah,
I'm
there's got to be
looking around.
another one.
What's up with
And then where was Cameron Payne? Like they didn't even try.
They didn't even
with
put
him.
Cameron Payne in. They didn't
Exactly.
put Ricky Council. I can understand Ricky Council. I can
Yeah, they don't have
understand
faith in him yet, but they should. He's got that. He's got
Here's
that.
another one. Paul Reed. Where
Yeah.
was Paul Reed when you need a rebound at the end of the game?
Yeah.
Batum
they-
got out rebounded.
I mean, I still have faith that the Sixers can't, like you were saying earlier, can't pull it together and make us a series. But coming off of this game, I'm disappointed, and I don't know if they can pull it together. They might not have the right pieces. Like Mitch, you were talking about on your live stream when Buddy Hield first came on this team. Wow, when he was nailing those threes, boy, did that spread it out. And what if we had Embiid at that time? But then when Embiid comes back, Hield can't fucking find the basket again. So it's like if you had Hield and Oubre and all them on the outside, Embiid wouldn't have to do everything every time like it looks like he's trying to do. And that's not going to work. He's no LeBron.
You just said something interesting because I don't follow the Sixers to that extent. But you just said when Embiid was out, basically Buddy Hield was in play. But as soon as he comes back, he's not. So is that a problem?
Hield slide started before Embiid came back.
Okay,
right,
okay,
Mitch?
okay,
Hield's-
okay.
It was
His
the
slide
first 4
started.
games. He
It
averaged above 20 points and 6 assists.
Yeah.
6
Mhm.
assists.
I
Now he's
thought
like nowhere
once
to be found.
once Embiid come back, his numbers would go up a little bit, Hield, which would help Embiid, and it didn't. It just kept sliding.
Hey, how can you be the Bugs, LOL? So stop complaining.
What?
You could be any of the teams that aren't
You
in the
want to
playoffs.
play
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You could
Oh,
be
you
any of the
picked the
teams that
wrong
aren't in the
one.
playoffs.
But yeah, let's go over some predictions for the games tonight. I'm actually streaming the Heat and Celtics tonight. So if you guys want to tune into that,
Boston.
Heat versus Celtics, who you got?
I got Boston. I just think Miami needs Jimmy to have a chance, and it's not happening in this series,
I
especially with Boston at home.
know Jimmy Butler, so I gotta go Boston.
Yeah,
Home
I don't see
teams.
it.
I'm taking the home teams.
He's the home team. Yes,
I'm a homer tonight. It's been that way. It's the trend in the playoffs so far. That'll change, but
it'll change. Yeah. Rios, who you got? You're muffled again.
muffle. You see, he did say Celtics though.
Okay, I didn't hear that. Coach, who you got? Oh, you're not even there. Pelicans and Thunder.
Thunder, no Zion. I don't see the Pelicans having a chance. Maybe one game and they take it to 5, but that's the best I think they can do.
Yeah. The Florida fall. I got the Thunder. Blaze, what about you?
Home team.
So the Thunder.
Yep.
Rios. I got nothing.
He said Thunder.
Oh, okay. He's not Thunder. Thank you. And then I guess we'll just wait for Coach for his predictions.
Hey, it's about time to get really amped up, man. I mean, besides getting excited about who your favorite football team might get tomorrow night, these playoffs are starting to amp up, man. These playoffs are starting to amp up.
I'm streaming the Sixers, and I'm going to be listening to the draft.
And there are some, I mean, you could already tell from these first couple games in round one, the heightened level of play. And I love it. I love it. I
I
really
agree.
wish we'd have a shortened season so we can get more of this in the regular season, but it never happened because of money.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys.
No.
Blaze, you guys, Celtics and Thunder. That's what I'm going with.
Celtics and
you
Thunder.
got
That's the
Celtics.
consensus. That's the
Gotcha.
consensus. Home teams keep rolling.
Rockets in
The
8.
six-
What?
So we're gonna pick tomorrow's games too, since we're not.
Yeah, might as well.
Well,
For tomorrow, Knicks and Sixers.
I think
Sixers.
at home, Sixers
I got
win it.
Sixers.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
Sixers
go with
home.
my team. I mean, I'm skeptical because of how they came off this
Go
last
ahead,
game.
Knicks
But
fans. If the Knicks fans are in there, go ahead and rip me a new bunghole. That's perfectly fine. But yeah.
do you need TP for your bunghole? Fire!
That is so much better than Tobias Harris. But
yeah.
Rios, who you got?
He said Knicks.
I can't hear.
He said Knicks.
Okay.
I can't
Cavaliers
hear
and
either.
Magic.
Shame on you, Mitch. Shame
Oh.
on you.
think it's Tobias Harris. That's the guy for me.
They're playing in Orlando, right?
I'm done.
Yes.
I'm
yes. I can't believe you
I'll
hadn't
go.
received that.
I'll go. I will go Orlando on this one.
I'll
I'm
go
going
the
to
Magic
Orlando.
to win, but I still got the Cavs to win the series.
Mm-hmm,
Home teams. I'm gonna take the home teams again. They're gonna win, but they're gonna lose their series. Yep, Sixers, Magic, and Lakers. They win this game.
I got Nuggets against the Lakers.
Same
I would
here.
love. I would love to pick the Nuggets too. But I think Lakers get
Mhm.
one.
I think the Lakers get this game.
I think maybe game 4 if the Lakers get one win, but I feel like the Nuggets just have their number.
Yeah, it does feel like it, especially after the way the breakdown of the last game
Mm.
happened.
Right,
They
'cause
just fell to
sometimes
pieces.
teams
Those
just
little
have other teams'
nuggies.
numbers.
And then we'll just do Friday's game. So Bucks at the Pacers.
Pacers.
I'm going Pacers.
I'm on board with
Pacers.
the Pacers now, man.
Clippers and Mavericks. I will be streaming that game.
Clippers.
Mavs.
I'm going Mavs at home.
I'm going home teams. and
Mavs.
Mm.
And then Rios, who you got?
Clippers.
Clippers.
Got it. Timberwolves and Suns.
Suns. I think they get a win. I think they finally put one together.
I got
Mm.
the Suns.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
get them.
I'll say they'll get a win.
Timberwolves. I'm going Timberwolves. That defense that they play with, it's just something. And I'm sorry, the Suns, outside of their quote unquote big three,
Nuggies.
there's nothing else. There's nothing else.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
can.
know.
I'm taking the
have the bench.
Timberwolves.
Gotta have the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And of course, Daniel goes, I see Pelicans in 7 against the Thunder.
I see Pelicans changing their name because it's the worst name in sports.
It's not worse than the Commanders.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
No.
Yes,
I still
Pelican.
think it's a little bit better. than
Commander?
If someone
No.
told you,
That's
if
it. Oh.
someone told you for the rest of your life you had to be called the Commander or the Pelican, which one you picking?
Pelican.
Pelican.
You'd rather be called a Pelican for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Commander.
No, Blaze.
Well, you're dumb.
Yeah.
No, Blaze. No, Blaze. No. But hey, man, no. What about the Bobcats? When I think of Bobcats,
Bad.
nah.
Bobcat's a fierce animal, though. It was a bad.
Nah,
They're a
for a
fierce
sports
animal.
team. For a sports team, that's what I'm getting at. And when I think Bobcat, the other thing that I think about is I think construction, the little Bobcat machines. I don't think sports. I don't think sports. I'm sorry.
Wait, what
All
about
I
the
think is
Guardians?
Michael Jordan's terrible
I-
tenure.
Guardian's not a
The
bad name.
The Guardians are fine.
Not a bad name.
It's not for me.
It's not
Oh,
bad.
that's fine.
It's
fine.
tied to the city. of
I'd rather
Cleveland,
be a
which is
Pelican than a
name.
Guardian.
You'd rather be called
Clippers,
a Pelican. You're trolling.
Butterfly, Clippers. See, the thing about the Clippers, a Clipper technically is a ship.
Yeah, it's
and,
San Diego.
and they used to be in San Diego, which is a big port, and you have a lot of ships there, especially with the military. So that's why they're called Clippers. It's just that they moved.
I thought they were because they
I
use
heard
clippers. They use clippers to cut their hair. That's why.
But what if they use a single edge razor? Then they're not. They don't need
need a-
clippers like
They
that.
were going to be called the Razors, but the Clippers was better.
You know what
Yeah.
name I miss the most? I miss the Mighty Ducks. Bring that back.
I can't wait till the Seattle Supersonics are back. Supersonic.
Yeah.
Great song. JJ Fad. JJ Fad.
All right, guys. So that concludes episode 68.
69, 69, 69.
You know
Here
what
we
I'm
go.
Doing fine. Doing fine.
You know what I'm
69,
thinking of? You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking about making it a Hardcore Sports Network exclusive. So if you want to watch it, you have to go over there.
69. We all want some 69.
69 doing fine will blow your mind.
That's
There
all,
you
man.
go.
I didn't say anything.
Boys.
All right, guys. So Daniel got Clippers in
Tootsie-roll.
6.
Tootsie Roll.
Oh my
Mm.
god. I haven't heard that song in months. All
All
right, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe on all of our channels.
Go
we'll-
Sixers.
Yep, let's go Sixers tomorrow. You'll
New
see
York
me at
forever.
And look what time it is. It's 6:09.
Oh God.
My area code.
All right, guys. We'll catch you all next week, and peace.
New York forever.